Raping for justice on today's Modern Day Leper with Ahmad Blakemore. Hello, Leper Nation. How are you? And welcome back to another edition of Modern Day Leper with Ahmad Blakemore, the Modern Day Leper. So it seems on the internet, everywhere we go, in this particular genre, there is always talk about rapes, prison rapes, people being raped in prison. What happens to sex offenders and pedophiles when they're locked in prison? Will they be raped? How they're treated? How they're totally destroyed and beat down? There's even videos talking about how it's their duty to, if they find out that their cellmate has a sex case against a child, they must kill him. He must die. He cannot live because he violated a child. We must rape this man, kill him. We will plot to destroy him. We will get all of our friends together, catch him by himself, and beat him to death because he raped a child that they didn't know, a child that they never saw, a child that's not even a relation to them. They want to kill someone for the justice of a child that they never met. That's not to say that the child himself doesn't deserve justice. That's why the sex offender / pedophile is in the prison in the first place, for the justice against the child. But let's talk about this a little deeper in terms of what it takes to want to rape someone in prison. Let's start at the beginning. Why are those inmates in prison to start with? They're not there because they sang too loud in the choir. Most of these people are in there for murder cases. And when they murdered that man, when they murdered that woman, that man and that woman had a child. Oh my God. You mean to tell me that these people who are raping other people for justice hurt a child as well? Of course they did. When they pulled the trigger and killed that father, they traumatized that child. When they carjacked and took that Escalade from that woman with her child in the back seat, but they didn't notice that the child was there, that child is traumatized. What about the child's brothers and sisters? Are they traumatized as well? Should these guys be raped too? What is it about raping pedophiles, sex offenders, that make people feel like, hey, good job? Because it's acceptable. It's acceptable by the public. It's acceptable in the public mind that something extra should happen to these people. And the people who are on video talking about raping pedophiles seem to have forgotten their own crimes against children, directly or indirectly. Did you pay child support when you beat your wife? When you did that domestic violence and start slapping her around, did that affect the child that was actually your child? Did you care when you abused that child and beat that child and ended up in prison and having that child taken away from you? Should you be raped then for that? For your own child? For your own abuses against your own child? Or should we just rape the pedophile for the imaginary child in our minds? All this conversation about rape and this infatuation about rape only happens two ways. Number one, it happens to vulnerable people. Because I can tell you, there's some pedophiles in prison ain't nobody messing with. These dudes are totally crazy. They rape everybody in the house, including the dog. And nobody's messing with them. Some sex offenders out here totally ridiculously crazy, and nobody's bothering them. Not in the prison, not outside the prison. But here's the other side of it. People are looking for vulnerable people. Sex offenders are vulnerable people when they go into the prison. Young people without sex crimes or pedophilia crimes get raped in prison. Why? Because they're vulnerable. Vulnerable people are a target, period. Weak people are a target, period. You don't have to be a pedophile in prison. Number one. Number two, somebody wants to rape you, which is the other side of it. Do you think you have to be a pedophile for 5 or 6 guys to want to rape you? Do you think you just have to be young for somebody to want to rape you? These people have a mindset that they want to hurt people. They want to be violent against people. They want to rape people. This is the truth of it. Pedophiles, sex offenders being raped in prison is just an excuse for people to do the thing that they want to do anyway. It has nothing to do with justice for a child. The majority of these people talking that justice for a child crap have committed crimes against children themselves, mainly their own. So it's hard to see that you're going to have sympathy for a child that doesn't belong to you, that you've never seen, that will give you an excuse to do what you want to do and forget about the children that you do love and should have loved and the crimes you committed. Perhaps next time you talk about raping a pedophile in prison, you should think back to the crimes you committed against children directly or indirectly in the terms of robbery, murder, carjacking, kidnapping, and the like. And decide that the next pair of pants that come down perhaps should be yours. I'm Ahmad Blakemore. Thank you for watching. I am the modern day leper, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Uh-huh.